What makes for effective content? We believe that content marketing is at the core of successful social media communications efforts. If you're looking for qualified leads, donations, improved awareness, reputation management, or brand building, conversation is the currency that you're spending and earning. What starts conversation? Your content and its compelling call to engage. Here are 9 things to help you in developing effective content. Number 1, use names, names, names. Consider how you would react if you were at a Chamber of Commerce gathering and from across the room you heard your name. You immediately would begin to pay attention, and that's because you have something invested in your name. People will pay attention to things they have invested in, like their name. Number 2 is compelling headlines. Compelling headlines keep people reading. If there's a helpful tip that someone can use today, they'll be interested. And here's a good example. If you're a grocery store, you obviously have products that everyone can use. But you'll get more attention if you use a compelling headline like, "Cost Savings for Working Moms." Confucius once said, "I see and I forget. I hear and I remember. I do and I understand." We adopt this in delivering content with video. We're asking our viewer to engage both audibly and visually, and this causes them to hear and to view. In 1969, a gentleman by the name of Edgar Dale performed a study confirming that after 2 weeks, we remember only 10% of what we read, and 20% of what we hear, 30% of what we see, and 50% of what we see and hear. So video tends to be the most effective tool for delivering content. Another important fact is that stories get more reaction. Ed, one of my friends, told me just the other day that he had read a story about something online and he was asking whether he could implement that in his social media traction system. When people read stories, they begin to relate to the story and relate that to their real life. And it's so much easier for them to assimilate and to respond. If content is presented logically and sequentially, and it includes easy-to-follow elements, people will pay more attention. Use a number system. If you're presenting statistics, cite a case study and explain the implementation process, how you launched the project, and how you arrived at the statistics. Consistency builds trust. Something we've learned to do online. We definitely want to build trust in our online communities. And delivering free, valuable information to your audience on a regular basis causes them to like you more. There is, however, a point where you can communicate too often and risk being ignored. We found that communicating every 5 to 7 days seems to be very appealing. In 1977, Tufts University released a study that states, the more exposure you have to someone who delivers value, the more you like them. The same goes with online content. Deliver what your audience is looking for and deliver it often, and they will begin to respect you. Providing your community with shortcuts, hints, and secrets. We always want a lot of choices, but with more choices comes more procrastination. It's harder to make a decision with too many choices, thus the reason we provide them with choices and we offer a suggestion. Because people like choices, we have to provide them. Because people become paralyzed to deciding, we need to provide a suggestion. This becomes a delicate balance between content and persuasion. People belong to online communities because they have something in common with these folks. They live near each other, or perhaps they work in the same field, or they have the same hobbies or interests. Some of these people don't even know the others in the group, but they trust them, and they trust their recommendations. The influence that you have on your friends in your digital community will, the decisions are increasing. So it's important to position yourself as an expert in your community. When your potential clients are ready to make a buying decision, it's your reputation that you want to speak loud and clear. You must listen as well. When you listen, you hear what your audience is looking for. You may begin to monitor a conversation and eventually get involved. Listening to feedback from your audience helps in building trust. The more trust and the influence that you have with your audience, the more your reputation grows. And this causes people to want to listen to you and to have a say in your suggestions. The proof comes when others begin to act based on your suggestions.